The boys are back in town.
What are you guys talking about?
The South Park boys are finally front and center.
Going down to South Park.
All South Park fans have been waiting for this episode where it's finally a boy-centric episode. And at the core of it is the good old reliable Kyle versus Cartman.
What are you guys talking about?
Nothing. Just talking about how messed up it is everyone hates Jews now.
You think it's messed up?
Yes, I do, Cal.
It almost brought a tear to my eye. I thought about it long and hard, and I'm going to go with a 10.
Yeah, that's exactly how I feel.
I thought this was a perfect episode, and I'll get into that more later on, but what was your grading for this?
Well, originally I gave it a 9.2, but you know what? You inspire me, so I'm going to give it a 9.5.
Okay.
I'm going to up my rating there.
Please give your undivided attention to Kipling.
Thank you, sir. Hey, what's up, guys? My name's Kipling.
We get a new character, which is always good.
Is that a chick or a dude?
Shut up.
Is Kipling a boy
You guys, is that a
We
chick
do
or a
lot of
dude?
exciting
It's a
things
chick.
like camping
Nah, that's a
and
dude,
crab
bro.
meat, and we like to be part of-
or a girl?
Weebelows used to be only for boys. Well, now they also allow girls. And I myself, as a Weebelow,
I think that if they're going to introduce a new character, I would have preferred for them to get more into that character.
I'm like 60% sure that was a fucking dude. I'm definitely betting it's a chick. What are the odds at? Looks like about 40 kids betting now, 55% saying the Weebelow is a dude.
I did like how it segued into the betting platform.
So I'd only win like $5 on a $2 bet.
What are you guys talking about?
Prediction market app, dude. You know, online peer-to-peer betting.
This was something that I did like that segue.
Social platform betting. People can make any bet they want and then other users take them up on it.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty sweet, dude.
And I agree, I liked how they utilized more of the boys in there.
People bet on anything, even stuff here at the SKU. See? Will the girls' soccer team win on Friday? Will there be a snow day this month? Will Kyle's mom strike Gaza and destroy a Palestinian hospital?
I just wish they had done that a little bit more throughout the episode.
Will school lunch have tater tots next week?
Wait, what was that?
Will school lunch have tater tots next week?
Yeah. Well, beggars can't be choosers.
I know, right?
No, the one about my mom.
Oh, will Kyle's mom strike Gaza and destroy a Palestinian hospital?
But getting into that whole prediction markets app and just the betting apps in general, this focus on predictions, but it seems like that's just, you know, now that betting on sports has been legalized and it's just everywhere. You can't escape it.
This is such bullshit. I'm gonna find out who started this, and I'm gonna fucking rip him a new asshole.
Everywhere there's a betting app and there's somewhere to bet.
Man, you just bring up Gaza to a Jew and they flip out. Maybe these are pretty good odds.
They make fun of the fact that every time Kyle makes a phone call, he keeps getting Donald Trump Jr. on the phone.
Is this the strategic advisor for predictive markets?
Yes, it is.
And the way they did him is just beautiful.
I'm calling about a prediction market bet that's offensive to Jewish people.
Ugh, that sounds really bad.
You have the real hair and the real teeth, but then the rest is animation.
Hello?
This is the same fucking guy.
He's like,
It looks like some kind of creepy Ken doll or something.
hi, yeah, hi. With the big eyes, right? Hi.
Yeah.
Apparently there's a really offensive bet on one of the apps that the government is sort of in charge of, and I'm like the strategic advisor.
His mouth almost never closes, but when it does, it just looks extremely creepy. But this does play into real life things going on, as they usually do with South Park. And he actually serves as the strategic advisor for two of the biggest prediction market apps in Kalshi and Polymarket. And it doesn't just stop there. He's also the advisory and director roles for Mixed Martial Arts Group, Grab a Gun, PSQ Holdings, and Unusual Machines. And to really drive it home, obviously they had the jokes throughout where every time Kyle calls, he answers the phone.
Hello?
Oh, you have got to be shitting me.
But if you look at the end credits, everyone is listed as an advisor in the end credits. So they kind of drive it home more, especially at the end as well.
I liked how he was trying to like take over everything, in that he wanted to be the one in charge of all these different regulatory agencies.
Well, the president isn't here, but I'm like a special advisor, so I could probably get the bet taken down. Oh, I'm a special advisor too.
I like that they were poking fun at that. And the aspect of him being on the phone at one point and then talking to himself like, why, yes, I guess I can, and just going back and forth.
Oh, really? That's great. Can you email me the bet in question? Yeah, I'm emailing it now.
And so I think it really worked as far as satire.
Oh yeah, I see it. Okay, I'll need to approve with the financial company backing all the apps since the bet money needs to be returned.
They don't actually mention that he's Trump's son in the show, and I think that's smart because they obviously have the Satan baby thing going on.
Yeah.
It's obviously like we know who he is, but so I think all that was executed pretty well.
Okay, thanks. I'll let all the Jews know.
We also have our secret villain in a very Game of Thrones espionage, like really undercover type way.
Mr. Carr, why do you keep meddling in my plans?
He looks like this tiny little creepy doll, but JD Vance is actually the real mastermind villain in all of this going on.
I've been trying to convince the boss to get rid of the baby. I'm next in line to be president.
We see that he's the puppeteer trying to position himself to be next in line for Trump, which again plays into real life goings on. A few weeks ago, Trump is dead or Trump is dying or something was trending on Twitter.
As vice president, you're a heartbeat away from the presidency. And your boss is one of the oldest people to ever be sworn into office. You're one of the youngest people to ever be second in line. Are you ready to assume the role of commander-in-chief?
And it was because Trump had this really bad bruise on his hand and we didn't hear from him in days. And JD Vance did an interview talking about how he's ready to take the reins if it comes to that.
Things can always happen. Yes, terrible tragedies happen. But I feel very confident the President of the United States is in good shape, is going to serve out the remainder of his term and do great things for the American people. And if, God forbid, there's a terrible tragedy, I can't think of better on-the-job training than what I've gotten over the last 200 days.
You have Trump that is more the obvious villain. But then you have JD Vance, who is what I call an Iago villain. So Iago, for those that don't know, was the main villain in Othello. And he was the person who was really pretending to be Othello's friend. He's Othello's confidant, but really he's screwing him over behind the scenes, and he's harming him behind the scenes. And so part of Othello, who is the protagonist, part of his downfall is due to Iago playing him. So I view Vance, like I said before, as an Iago villain.
No more dinner parties in the Rose Garden. No more baseball games. No more traveling. No more long nights at Mar-a-Lago.
It seems like every time Trump tries to get at Satan with these wily coyote traps, he ends up instead harming Brendan Carr, the head of the FCC.
Brendan Carr, no!
Whoa! Oh!
And this is where they indirectly address the Jimmy Kimmel thing, where Jimmy Kimmel was pulled from a few different stations. And if you look at the behind the scenes working, these stations need approval from Trump.
Sinclair is one of the largest conservative media empires in the country, and Nexstar just so happens to have a $6.2 billion merger currently awaiting government approval.
I'm sitting there watching this episode. I'm laughing out loud at a number of times.
Nah, Brendan Carr, don't do it!
Oh wow, this is the best soup ever. Oh God!
And one of those times is when Trump is doing all of these things to try to sabotage Satan, and Brendan Carr comes on, and he's the patsy.
Whoa!
And I think that's the point of the satire, is that he's the patsy, he's the fall guy.
Ah, fuck, Brendan Carr!
Literally, he's the fall guy.
I thought one of the most brilliant jokes in this episode was when he's in the hospital. And I said we'll get back to that hail, Kyle, in that it's strategically his hand is positioned like this in the cast.
Okay.
And they
I'm
said
itching.
Was that?
I have a true itch.
Okay. Nobody thought you were going there. But his hand is positioned like this in the cast, as the doctor was saying, he's losing his free speech.
If the toxoplasmosis parasite gets to his brain, I'm afraid he may lose his freedom of speech.
I didn't even know that. I didn't
yeah.
even notice that. That's
Yeah.
a good point.
You are not going to talk to me like that! I am extremely upset and I am not leaving until I have said my piece!
So I'm a lot like Shelley in my life. You know, if someone pisses me off, sometimes I'll just go into a monologue and be like, you know what? I got something to say to you. Oh, and I'm not going to stop talking until you hear me out.
There you are, Mr. Netanyahu! Just who do you think you are?
So, you know, I'm very into fighting for the rights of others, speaking up for myself, self-advocacy. So I really liked that part. And I'm like, yeah, Shelley, you go, girl. Like, I just really liked the ending there and how that went.
Killing thousands and flattening neighborhoods, then wrapping yourself in Judaism like it's some shield from criticism.
I think this was a perfect episode because there's so much going on with what they're doing beneath the surface. And you can rewatch it 2 or 3 times to catch everything there.
You're making life for Jews miserable and life for American Jews impossible. Oh, don't you roll your eyes at me, mister.
I thought it was brilliantly pulled off. You had a few episodes this season that felt a little too busy when there was a lot going on, and then some that focused on character but didn't really highlight the characters that we wanted, which are the boys. So I think this really struck the perfect balance with everything. And even if you don't think it's a perfect episode, I do think it's definitely the best episode for this season so far, at least.
I think this and the first one are
They're definitely the standouts. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what you're doing, and you're doing it on purpose. Well, now you can just sit in that chair, because I'm not going anywhere.
But you know what? I have to say, I did learn.
Screw you guys. I'm going home.